co-founder and director at Samiksha Sports. Of course, there are responsibilities to do with running the company and internally as well as externally. However, I think the core role or responsibility that I I think have on my shoulders and try to do each and every day is to be responsible to advance the field of sports psychology in the country. I think being the pioneers in the country, this is something that we definitely want to do, is to take the field forward and make sure that mental training is accessible to all athletes, regardless of what level they are playing at across India. So I think pretty much to kind of advance the field and at a larger level would be a role would be my role and responsibility, I feel. Yeah, so I think, of course, very, very important. And one of the key reasons being that before a big tournament, athletes pretty much can't change too much about, how technically strong they are or how physically strong they are. But the mindset that they go into a match with or a tournament with is a lot of times what determines their outcome and their result. So, that's where mental training plays an important role. And like you rightly said, that one aspect is about preparing them for competition and getting the mindset ready. And the second being that as an athlete, you are inevitable to face obstacles, failures, challenges. And that's also where mental training plays a crucial role in helping athletes overcome and recover mentally from poor as well as good performances. So mental training actually plays two roles. One is more preventive in nature, where it kind of prepares you, and one is more curative in nature, where when there are hurdles, it helps you kind of overcome those hurdles. Right. So I think, the journey of, what a athlete goes through with regards to mental training is quite also progresses in a way. So when an athlete is about 12 years of age, and the kind of work that we do with a 12-year-old athlete, and then when he becomes 14 to when he becomes 18, it kind of progresses. So, to begin with, a lot of times there are more on-field or on-court type of things that athletes experience. For example, feeling nervous before a match, or feeling the pressure of winning against lower ranked opponents, or having a block against playing a particular team. Sometimes working on coach athlete relationships, things like that. So they're more to do with the sporting aspect. As they progress, sometimes they're also, as professional athletes, then they're managing a whole lot of things, and those aspects can cause them performance. Also, when an athlete transits from being a junior athlete onto the senior circuit, it's a huge transition for them. So to help them through that transition, so I think mental training provides support to athletes in various ways, and provides them strength based on what their need is at a specific time in their career. I think also going ahead in terms of retirement, that's also a very difficult phase for them. So to help them transition at that time, mental training kind of delivers to the athlete what the need of the athlete is at that point in time. I think it has kind of it's a huge contributor. I think to if you want to become a sports psychologist, and if you have some playing experience, that's definitely something that's desirable, because you understand what an athlete goes through. For example, if you have played sport competitively, you would never kind of say, let's say at a match point, to an athlete to not feel nervous, because that's a very natural emotion. If you have faced, you understand that no matter how much you kind of excel and become elite, you still have emotions. So I think in that sense, having played sport yourself helps you appreciate what an athlete goes through. emotionally, mentally. Having said that, I think being an athlete to being a sports psychologist also is almost a huge shift in the role that you're playing, because as an athlete, you are always kind of thinking about what's best for yourself. You're eating for yourself, you're hydrating yourself for to be better at your sport. Any other coach, it could be a physical trainer, it could be a coach, it all becomes about the athlete, and it is absolutely nothing to do with yourself. So in that sense, it always helps to be an athlete yourself, but at the same time be aware that you're completely in the opposite direction of that role once you're a sports psychologist, or any form of coach for that matter. So yeah. Right. So mental training pretty much works like how sports training works. So if you start playing a sport, you learn the basics of the sport. So let's say an example of tennis, you'll learn how to play a forehand, a backhand, a serve, then you'll learn how to build a point, and then you'll actually play matches. And mental training also works like that, where you start at a basic level, where you build your foundational mental skills that are required for competitive sport, and then you kind of build up upon those. So it is also level by level development in a manner. What we do is we of course have a team of sports psychologists, so that helps us work with a large number of athletes. Along with that, we've also recently launched our mobile application called Samiksha Sports, which is where athletes can kind of log in every day, do their mental training based on what their requirements are. We're also kind of able to track their mental training on an everyday process, on an everyday basis, to track their progress. So we use a web application, we use a mobile application, and our programs are available alongside these apps. We feel that tech in today's day can amplify the kind of work and impact that we want to do. So we offer a range of programs, not only for athletes but also for coaches and sports parents. So they're all available on our website and our mobile application. Right. So, I feel that, our goal is really to get sports psychology or mental training to a stage where we see physical training in today's day. So I think to make sure that mental training becomes a part of everyday culture of an athlete is something that, we want to achieve. The second being that, today we have only a handful of professional, proficient sports psychologists. To have more of those in India, to make sure that we're able to cater to the kind of athletic population that we have, and that deserves to have good sports psychologists working with them. And lastly, also to make mental training affordable, accessible, approachable to all athletes across the country. So I think these are the three main goals that we have in mind, which we would want to work towards.